Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy FRE, dollar sign H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyWay. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. And we are back with another Money Talk Mondays. And as you've seen in the on the thumbnail, today we are going to talk about something that I feel men, I'm only going to speak as a man, men tend to misconstrue the thought of what money means in a relationship with a woman. And the reason why I say this is because whether it comes to if you feel as though there's something wrong with paper play, if you feel there's something wrong with courting a woman, which also costs you money, or just the thought of having money and what a woman that's with you represents. You see, in the title, I said we're going to get into it. I just want to give some people some time to come in. We're going to go over some things firsthand. In the title, I said net worth determines how high or high quality your woman is. When I say quality, we're talking about looks and physical features, okay? I want to set that precedent because I don't want people thinking, well, she's not a nice woman, her personality sucks, her quality is bad. No, we're not talking about that type of quality. We're not talking about, well, she works at a Fortune 500 company, your girl doesn't have a job, she's an Instagram model. No, we're specifically talking about the way your woman looks or the woman that you're dating looks on your arm determines what your financial status is. Now, have you ever seen, let me ask you this question before we start this. Have you guys ever seen, I'm going to start everybody in the room too, have you ever seen a good looking woman with a broke man? If you've seen a good looking woman, whether you're on TV, whether you know you have friends, whether you have family members in the room right now, if you've seen a good looking woman, I mean, 8 or better on your scale. See, because everybody's scale is different. But on your scale, have you ever seen a 8 or better with a guy that you know is broke? If so, press 1 if you've seen one. If not, press 2 because I want people that's watching this in the future, whether it's my kids, whether it's other men coming up after us. If you've seen women with a broke man, type 1. If you a good looking woman with a broke man, type 1. If you've seen, if you have never seen a good looking woman, an 8 with a broke man, type in 2 in the room. I just want people to understand that this is not just my perspective. I feel as though as men, we all understand this. And I know uh some men will try to knock you down for spending money on a woman or the way you present yourself with money. But in this world, in this world, it is a money economical world. This world is an economical world. So depending if right now, fellas, if you have a girlfriend in this room, if you have a wife in this room, if you're seeing a woman, I mean more than just once, if you're seeing her consistently, the next time you see her, take a look at her. If that woman is not the quality that you really want, get your money up. Because as soon as you get your money up, that quality of that woman will go up too. And I know it sounds very superficial. Oh, it's not all about the money. You sometimes they want your personality, bro. I'm only speaking from my life experiences. Now I'm shout everybody out of the room, and then I'm going to give you guys some of my life experiences that show me that the quality of your woman shows to the world how much financial ability you have. So let me shout everybody in the room so I can send some support. Um, Jay Brash, what's up? What's going on, my brother? Zaz Express, what it do? Kenyon McKinney, what's up, man? Hey, that's crazy, bro. I just met this chick that has an OnlyFans. Listen, we'll get into that some more because I've met a lot of women that didn't have OnlyFans that have OnlyFans now, and we'll get into that later also. So true. Mr. Wolf says one. Nick says two. Jay Brash says one. The Keenan says two. Some in the hood right now. Uh, okay, okay. I can get it. I can give you that one. So I should have probably said a woman that is claiming a guy because a lot of people say, "Oh my God, these good-looking women like all these hood guys." But honestly, a lot of the guys that a woman might think is, I mean, a woman might date a guy who's unattractive. I mean, who's wait, who's broke. If she doesn't know she's broke, we might know a guy's broke. We might know the guy from the hood is broke, but that woman, she may see a big time drug dealer and she thinks he has money. So now you have to kind of differentiate that because sometimes they fall for the hood dude who's a drug dealer who spends a lot of money recklessly, thinking that that means that he has money, and really he just has bad priorities of spending, which makes her think he's not broke. So at the end, she doesn't think he's broke. Um, it's all about money. It's listen, on this Money Talk Mondays, we're going to be as real as possible. Like we're always as real as possible, but you gotta really understand. At the end of the day, the money is what's going to get you the woman, not your looks. Or I mean, I'm not one that's going to knock the dating coaches. I'm not one that's going to knock any other travelers overseas. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, the one thing that's universal, whether you go overseas, whether you're here in the States, money, money, money. I'm gonna get to a couple more comments and we'll get back into the conversation. What's going on? I mean, salute, salute. Uh, how do you meet Brazilian women that want money? Okay, it depends. If you are going abroad, you can just walk down the street and find anything. If you're in Brazil, right? If you're in Brazil, if you're in Rio de Janeiro, or if you're in Sao Paulo, I can only speak on the two places I've been so far. If you're in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, you don't even really have to show that you have money. Being of the United States, they're already going to have that assumption. So all you have to do is, hey, let's go out to eat. Hey, let's go to the mall. I'll get you a quick bag real quick. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, that's freaking, that's this and this. But then I feel as though the people who really worry about, and this no offense to anybody, this is just my perspective. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm right. All I'm saying is that the people who worry about what you spend on a woman, whether overseas or in the States, don't have enough money. Because if they had enough money, they would be doing the same thing. Because money moves the world. Money moves the world. As I'm going to say. Let's keep on. I'm just trying to get to the rest of it before we get back into the conversation. Shabu Attic in the building. Plenty of dimes with dudes in prison. Here's the thing. If there is a woman with a guy who is in prison, it could be one because he was a big time drug dealer and he may have had set her up so that she has enough money. Because let's be real, there are no dimes that are only with the guy in prison that wasn't that and that guy in prison didn't have a bunch of money or don't have kids with them. Now kids changes the narrative, yes, but if he was a broke dude who went to prison, bro, that relationship doesn't last that long. Anyone can say, oh, they always go after the prison. It might be they may smash the dude, but ain't no woman's gonna consistently be with a guy that's broke. It's improbable. I never say anything is impossible. It's highly improbable. Let me see. Correct. It's all relative. Look good, but broke is like I'm saying. She might think he's not broke, but we know he's broke. Alpha King, what's going on, my brother? Salute, salute. Let's see. I'm just trying to get it right. King, gotta keep the money in rotation. All right, we can finally make it in. All right, Miss Alexander, But do you think Brazilian women want American brothers mostly for money? Here's the thing. Okay, we're back to it. Good. Wait to bring it back. Whether it's in the United States or anywhere in the world, the first thing that the first thing that women, it's people in general, but we're going to talk about women. The first thing that women need is a way of survival. Okay? If a woman, just think logically, if a woman knows that it's more likely that somebody that's from another country is going to have money, is it that they only want them for the money? Is it that they mostly want them for the money? Or is it just that they want to be able to survive and live comfortably? If there was a millionaire that was Brazilian and it was a Brazilian woman, she would do the same thing for the millionaire as she assumes that the guy from the United States have. So do they only want for the money? Maybe so, but there's no difference from the Brazilian guy who lives there. Like they wouldn't date the broke Brazilian guy. They might they may be intimate with the broke Brazilian guy because of the fact that he may have something to offer her when you're not there. But when you're there, she doesn't pay no attention to this guy. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Money is what control. Now I want to start you guys off with this. I'm going to give some of my personal experiences because once again, this is all relative. All this is a relative conversation that us guys are having between fellas. And after the 30-minute mark, I'll put the link in the room. So if anybody want to add their personal ads to it, as long as you got a video and you don't curse, we go. Curse that much, we good. Okay, so growing up, I always I come from a good family, but they really didn't believe in the whole dressing thing. I don't think I got my first pair of Jordans until I was like 23 or 24. I used to rock the sneakers like the Shaqs, and the Shaqs were like these from like Foot Locker or the Reebok joints back before they was cool. And I used to wear O-lines. I don't know if you remember basketball shirts where everybody had name brand teams. I used to have the one that didn't have no team. So I never grew up in the sense of needing or wanting to dress in a certain way when I was growing up because we just money wasn't spent on that. It was spent on necessities. Once I hit 18 and I got my own place, right? I got my own place. The amount of women that I got from the beginning when I first turned 18 to when I got my own place jumped significantly. And I said, why? Well, why did that happen? I look exactly the same as when I graduated high school as I did when I was 18, turning 19, getting my own place. What changed? The fact that I had a place of my own boosted my quality up. The women that I used to date went from like sixes. This is back when I was on AOL. I was getting women off of AOL. I was getting women off of dating sites. I don't know if you guys ever had the phone call. They had a loach in the chat. But I was the internet savviest guy in the area I lived. So I learned how to talk and do all that stuff. But even talking on the phone and even having game or looks or muscles, that only goes but so far. Money always trumps that. So the level at 18 when I first got out of high school was at the sixes and sevens. When I got my place, it went to eights and nines. When I got my Chevy Impala on 22s, back when it was a big thing, bro, I was knocking down. Oh my God, I can say it's so old now. It was like back. Okay, unless you really know, you're not gonna know. All right, cool. So back in the day, right? And this could have been a story time, but I'm not gonna make it a story time because her brother, real killer. All right, so back in my day, right? All the drug dealers on my block, like, and when I lived down the hill, East Orange, at one point, they had nice, decent cars. They didn't have like Mercedes and stuff. They had decent cars, and they had some nice women too. But there was this one drug dealer, right? But everybody respected him. Everybody knew him. He had mad pop, but he had a sister who was bad, and ain't nobody ever talked to her. Ain't nobody ever talked to her because he was that dude on the block. Cool. He was that dude on the block. She never even looked my way when I was over there. 18, Never even looked my way. She was older than me too. She was about like what, 5 years older than me, right? So I never even thought I had a chance, right? One day, I don't know where I was at. I think I was at a club or something in North, and I pulled up with my rims, right? All of a sudden, on my rims and my 22s, all of a sudden, she remembered me. Bro, I looked exactly the same. Nothing changed. I had lost the weight by now. I was the way I'm set up now. Nothing had changed. And I wonder, it's not my game because I really never said nothing to her. But she was on it because she seen the car with the rims. Remember, money determines the type of woman you are with, and your woman determines how much money you have. Needless to say, I ended up knocking this, and I couldn't believe it to this day. I still can't believe it because she was that killer guy who ran a block, drug dealer's sister, who nobody touched, and she was just so perfect. Yo, she was perfect. She was light red. She was red bone. She had long hair, chest, body right. Parents, listen, bro. Money changed the whole dynamic. It changed the whole dynamic. It wasn't me spitting game. It wasn't me being romantic. It wasn't me being a gentleman. All it was me pulling up with a car with 22-inch rims on it. So a lot of people just need to really figure out that if you focus more on making yourself financially well off, the women come flying behind you. I'm not saying, some people feel more comfortable going the dating coach route. That's cool. Some people feel as more comfortable just traveling overseas and not doing anything in the States. That's cool too. But I'm telling you, no matter where you go or what you do, if you focus on getting your money right, listen, bro, man, listen, all right, so overseas is a lot easier for us because the money isn't as big as it is in the States. A lot of people say that the women in the States, and I'm going to get to your comments too, I've been talking for a while. A lot of people say that the women in the States are stuck up. The women in the States are money hungry, or they don't know how to act. They don't treat you right. They want to go after these other type of guys. But no one ever thinks to say, hey, what if I had a significant amount of money? Would they treat me differently? I don't want to say that I've never had a situation where women treated me bad. Of course I have. Of course I have. And it might have been some broke women too. But the thing that I noticed is that if you do have money, your whole experience is different. For example, if you're from New Jersey, if you're from New York, if you're from LA, and you go to Kentucky, bro, you're gonna be the man. You're gonna be the man. And I just want people really to focus more on obtaining wealth, because if you end up with a unattractive woman, it simply means that, or unattractive woman that everybody, it simply means that you didn't make enough money. That's all it means. It doesn't mean your game was horrible. It doesn't matter how bad you look. Look how many wealthy men are with supermodels that's fat, short, unattractive to most of the understand? It doesn't. I think that a lot of people get that in mind. Let me get you a quick comments because I've been commenting a lot. Hold up. Where I ended that right here. Let's see. All right. Brain God, what's up, man? V Swells and Travel in the building. Make sure you subscribe to V Swells. You be having some dope content. I gotta check out that video he put with he fell in love with Cartagena, because bruh, after the pasta, I don't know what's going on. Moss Clock Gold Diggers. Here's the thing though, Kev, check this out. I don't understand why people separate gold diggers, or what is a gold digger, from just what's life. Every woman is a gold digger. I know it's gonna sound bad. But every woman, every man is a gold digger. How about that? Every person in the world is a gold digger. What do I mean by that? I mean, economically, everyone goes after economics. Everyone goes after economics. And the higher your economics are, the higher quality of life you will have. Now, I'm not one of the people that believe you should do anything to get to those economics. That's not the path I chose in life, to do anything. Everything has to be along with my principle. That's just me separately. But when it comes down to it, bro, everyone is. I don't differentiate a woman that's asking me for money from a woman that has to take. And this is one of the things I talk about about going overseas. When people say, "Oh, you pay for stuff, you're a trick, you pay for stuff, you can't get game, bro." If you are more willing as a man to spend your time more on trying to acquire a woman through talking than just spending money sometimes, then you don't understand the value of life. Because the one thing we can't get back is time. Money will always come. It will always come. But you won't get time back. So you got all these people like, oh, I go to Colombia and I just talk. Or I go to Miami and I just talk to the woman and I'm able to finesse and da-da-da. Yeah, but you spent the whole day getting to know her and nothing happened. And then the next day you went out again and you did something. Versus me, who we went to the store, got us something, doesn't cost me nothing, and for the next week I was good. It's you know, I think people just gotta learn, man. They just gotta learn, man. Um, I'm not Dusty, but wait, he says I'm not a Dusty, but I don't want to be seen as just a walking ATM. The They want a woman that likes. Okay, I like when somebody says this. Okay, he says I'm not a Dusty, but I don't want to be seen as just a walking ATM. I want a woman to like me for me. What is that? What does that mean? She likes you for you. Your personality? Okay, your personality involves style. Your style comes from how you look, how you dress, how you walk, how you talk. Education comes from school. So you have to pay for money. You have to pay money to go to good school to get an education. You have to pay for clothes in the store to have a style. So you have to pay for the trips to go places and meet these women. So check this out. You pay for all this already. You pay for it, right? And that's who you are. So you're asking a woman not to want you for the money, but you have to pay for everyone pays for who they are. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to pay for the person that you are. Because everything that you did, the way you dress, the way you act, it all costs money. Some way down the line, it costs money. So when you don't want them to look at you like an ATM, like always asking for money, well, then you just have to set precedent. You have to say, hey, let's make the best way for them not to be sure that they don't look at you like an ATM is to set a precedent. Like, listen, this is what I want. This is what I'm willing to provide. You want a nice outfit. You want to go out? Cool. That's that budget. But it's when you think that they really want you for you and not understanding that you is with the money too, it can go sour, man. It goes sour. I have to speak up a little bit. He said, "I won't lie, definitely helps." It, listen, King McCain, I'm 22, finally getting my crib in January. I had to master my skill set first. Listen, bro, like the crib gives you the first, having your own place gives you the first sense of freedom. Like I think I was able to do it at 18 because I started working at 14 and the economy wasn't like this when I turned 18. So I was able to get that. Now I think that as long as you get your own crib by like 24, I think especially if you go to college or something or you save the money to build something, you good. But having that at 22 is the thing I was worried about is this, man. You're gonna start to get a better quality of woman, a higher quality. Don't say better. You're gonna start to get a higher quality of woman, Ken. As you get a higher quality of woman, you have to be able to control your emotions because I think that's one of the things that me personally, I also had to figure out how to do. Because as the story I just told y'all earlier about the drug dealer's sister, who was like she was like a 9. She was like a 9. If I look back at it, she was like a 9. Me with her, I shot the club up and everything because it was just my emotions were so uncontrollable because I could not believe that I was getting because I didn't understand the money principle. The principle I'm telling you now, we didn't have YouTube to listen to somebody tell us about how this money principle works. So I was just totally confused when this this amazingly beautiful woman who was one of the top drug dealers in my block's sister, who everybody wanted, but nobody messed with, and she wouldn't even look at nobody. When she slept with me, I was like, wait a minute. I wanted to just give it all. Let's get married. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I never understood that at the time, that it was the money that she saw, until my car broke down and I couldn't pick her up. And then it was like, well, I'm busy right now. This is this. Like, well, I'll just send you a cab over, because back then Uber was exist. I'll send you a cab over. And she was like, no, I'm kind of busy. And that was it. Like, we just split apart. And then, like I said, so at 22 years old, getting your first crib, bro. Remember, the money was getting you a higher quality of woman, because it's gonna jump. The money is getting you the higher quality of woman. Don't let your emotions get to you to where you think it's just she wants me for me, or whatever. It's never that. I mean, I won't say never. It's 99.9% has something to do with the money once you get a crib. I dated a Colombian girl. She was nice. She asked for money. I blocked her. See, here's the thing. All right. Now, the whole sending money overseas thing. The reason why I separate that from having to spend money is because when you send money overseas, you're not getting anything reciprocated in return except for talking. So I would say, don't send money overseas. However, if you're dating a woman in the States, okay, and your pocket's okay, you financially well off, you can budget how much money you feel as though you're willing to negotiate for the month. And everyone's saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have to do that." But we live in a capitalistic place, bro. We live in the United States, and maybe in other countries it won't be as much, but it's still the same. It's still the same mentality. It's just not as much money in other countries. So if you're dating, you're gonna say, "All right, if she wants me to take her out on a date a week, right? And I'm going to spend $100 on each date, just hypothetically speaking, we're talking about now. That means I'm going to spend $400 a month on her. Look how everything falls into numbers, y'all. I'm going to spend $400 on her every month. So if she's only asking you for $200 a month so she can pay for a bill or something, maybe you think, well, if I can do everything I wanted to do, for this 200 versus the 400 that I'm going to spend between going on dates every week, maybe this is a better economical decision. So before just blocking them, if it's in person, really consider the weighing out the benefit of the thing, because at the end of the day, you're 20. At the end of the day, if you're looking for a wife, no, of course not. But if you're just looking for a friend, somebody to kick around with, if as long as it's not them asking me for send money as a Western Union poppy, then it really depends. I don't think I feel comfortable giving direct money though, unless it's a transactional thing. I think paying a bill, phone bill, $82. If I'm with them, if we're not in a relationship, but I'm sleeping with them on a consistent basis. But like I said, it's a money thing. It's based on your money. Indeed. Let me see. With the laws out here in the States, I'm not taking any chances. As far as what, Rain God Beats. Kramer the investor spoke like a Miami sugar daddy type, and he says women here are basically the same as in Colombia, just more expensive. It's 100%, man. It's 100%. Like, so I'm gonna give y'all some concept. In Miami, it's a little bit different for me, because in Miami, I don't go after these 9s and 10s in Miami at all. Why don't I go after 9s and 10s? Because the amount of money a 9 and a 10 is gonna, and I'm not talking about just giving her money. That's not the thing. I'm just saying the amount of money and time is gonna cost to keep consistently 9s and 10s in Miami is not worth it to me. It's just not worth it to me. So I'll go after the 6s and 7s and 8s. I'll get a lot of 8s and I get a lot of 7s. Not a lot of 6s, but a lot of 8s and 7s. Occasionally I'll get a 9, but I don't go after the 9s and 10s. If I get a 9, it fell into my lap. You guys might have seen some of the 9s I got from Miami on my channel already, or even some of the 10s that I got from Miami. But the 10s and the 9s, that you see me in Miami with, that fell into my lap. It may have been something like, oh, they wanted to kick it in the pool and take pictures because I have a waterfront condo, or but even that comes with money. Even that comes with money. Or they just wanted to come out and hang for the week so they can go out with the girls but have a place to stay. So yes, I don't go after the 9s and 10s in Miami because that's too high of a level. I don't want that. I don't want to spend that money. But in Miami, I'm able to go after the 6s and 7s and 8s. I can go and just say, hey, let's go to finger licking. I know it's gonna cost me $50, maybe $60, and I know after finger licking, I don't want to rush you. I don't want to rush you to go hit after finger licking. Let's go to Wynwood. Let's walk around. That might cost me another $20. All right, so then let's go to Mangoes. Let's go party and dance. That might cost me another $40 right there, maybe another $50, right? So altogether, I've spent $100, maybe $110. But I know at the end of the night, I'm knocking it down. That's what I'm saying. It really depends. It really depends how you want to move. J Max, what's going on, man? Anybody just walking in, hope you guys hit the like button. But we just breaking down the concept of understanding that no matter what woman you're dating, money is the determining factor. It doesn't, I don't care if you're in the States, if you're out of states, you can say, oh, it's my game, it's whatever. At the end of the day, a quality woman, a top quality, we're talking about looks, a top quality woman is not going to date a broke man. She's not going to date a broke man. Which she, and honestly, the whole concept of the women, the good-looking women knocking down hood dudes, brother, that's unrealistic because what people are misconceptualizing with the good-looking women knocking down hood dudes, the thing that people are misconceptualizing is the fact that the drug dealing or ballerific hood dudes who don't actually have a lot of net worth, they spend money like it. So a lot of women can't tell the difference between a guy who's spending money and a guy who is who's wealthy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women can't tell the difference. So we can't go out and say that these top models dating broke guys because they can't tell the difference because the guy's spending money. I was just in the strip club the other day and a woman came up to me and she was like, hey, why we going, you want to throw some money? I threw like $3 and said, nah, I want to throw something. It's cool. Well, can you at least buy me a drink? Cool, here, take a drink. She's like, oh, so what do you do? I said, I'm a house type of guy. She's like, what does that mean? It means that I'm not going to throw $100 on you because I own houses and I can go to, I know how to travel. You know what I mean? But she wasn't able to tell my financial status because I ain't had no chain on. I ain't wearing no name brand across my chest. So she moved along. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you guys say, when some people say, oh, they go hood chicks, the models go after the hood dudes. It's an optical illusion. Women want financial security, men want youth and beauty. Well, most men want youth and beauty. Some men also want financial security also, but the whole thing is that once somebody understands how money works, you don't even care if people say, oh, he's a trick. Oh, all he does is sugar daddy. All he does is that, because you have enough money to do it. And when I was young guy, did I feel this way? Well, no, because I had money. I had money since I was like my 20s. I had money since I was in my 20s because I've been working since 14. So when I was a young person, I was never one of the young people who said, and I said I put the thing in the room. So let me copy this real quick. I was never one of the young people. Like, yes, hold on a second. I'm putting this in the room and I can continue the conversation. Remember, if you want to come in the room and chat it up, and you gotta have a video and try not to curse. I'll put it in the room. All right, cool. All right, so when I was young, I was never one of the people who hated on the older folks. Like, oh, I would never spend that much money on a woman. No, I wouldn't do that because, like I said, I've had money since I was like 20. I've had money. I've had my own place at 18, but from 18 to 20, I was in school and there was a lot of stuff. So I didn't really have money, but I had money since 20. So I never felt that way. But I can understand some people feeling that way, like, oh, only reason why you get it is because you got money. Get your money up. That's why I always tell them. Get your money up. It'll change the way you think. Crazy investor. Facts. You may get a female. You may get a female to sleep with you with your game, but she will not stick around if the money. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. You might even just slip up and get a woman to be with you in an intimate fashion, even just because you're funny. You might be a funny guy. And one night she might be so comfortable with you. That's that. But then the next day she ghosts you. She ghosts you. Once she see that you ain't got that money, she ghosts you. So especially, and we're only talking about eights and up. You might catch a 6 or 7 who stays around, but eights and up, they ain't gonna stay after a while, man. And in Miami, 7s and up might not even stay, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And it's not even about you flashing money. It's not even about, if you go somewhere, you buy a woman drinks and you don't expect nothing. Like a lot of times, like some of these women that y'all see, I'm not gonna to point them out, but some of these women that y'all see be bad as hell in these videos from Miami, bad as hell. And I don't even normally be trying to hit it. I'll go over there and I just want to spark up a conversation. I'll go pay for a drink. I know the drink will cost $15, $13, depending on where I'm at. All right. So I go buy her a drink, I'll buy her friend a drink, we'll talk for a little bit, and then I'll dip. And I'll come back, I'll buy a drink, and I'll dip. And then we'll exchange numbers and some during the course of the night, and then I won't even call them. The next day they'll call me like, hey, what you doing tonight? I don't like I said, when you get your money right and you're not concerned about it, and you spend it like you're not concerned about it, you will be surprised the type of women that you can get. Again, money is the determining factor, man. Fantastic. I know it got me too, man. Cooper's Corner, what's up, man? Cooper's Corner. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Cooper's Corner, man. He got a dope channel. He be traveling a lot of places, bro. The DR. I think he's in like some part of Africa, like Kenya right now or something. So y'all make sure y'all check out his channel. He got some good stuff, man. He says appearance is everything. Yo, definitely, man. And the craziest thing is this, y'all. Listen. I shop at Foreman Mills. Foreman Mills is a discount clothing store. I buy Nikes from China. For $45. But when I go out, if I buy drinks, if I'm sitting there conversating, not expecting nothing, they look at the clothes as long as it looks nice. Listen, man. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. The thought. It's just so much stuff I want to tell y'all, but I don't want to mess myself up because, some of these women, even I, still to this day, bro. Remember I told you a story about the drug dealer's sister who I just never thought who nobody could mess with. I never thought anything would happen when I slept with her, right? To this day, I still have women who are on the channel who you might have seen who I'm like, I don't know how I slept with them. But then when I start looking back at it, I'm like, oh, it's the money. Who that song? Must be the money that's turning you on. Must be the money. It's the money, 100%. Jay Brass says, I saw a video today. A woman that used to be a model admitted that she blew it. Had a kid with her fiance that worked at Goldman Sachs. She wanted to be a drama king. They broke up. He took her back. Wait, I saw a video today. That used to be a model admitted that she blew it. Had a kid with a fiance that worked at Goldman Sachs. Listen, man. She knew what she was doing, man. Yo, listen. Oh my God. And it is the age limit. It's the age. Here's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna break it down like this, y'all. From 20 to 25, a woman's gonna look at your appearance mostly. She's gonna see how you dress nicely, what kind of car you drive, whether you wear jewelry sometimes. You don't have to need a chain, whether you wear jewelry like watches, some earrings or something like sometimes. From 20 to about 25, they're gonna look at that, right? From 25 to 35, they want to see how you spend the money. Or you think women don't look how you spend the money? No. When you go to the bar, what you order, if the women, they look to see which one of your friends paying for it. If they want to know how you coming in the club, are you in a section? This is all from 25 to 35, how women are looking. Once you get to like 35 to about 50, women are now starting to look to see what assets you have. They want to know, oh, you got your own house? Okay. Oh, you got a condo on the water? Okay. Oh, you got stocks on your, and then after like 50, it could be anywhere. It really depends on the woman. But that's how it is. Remember, from 20 to 25, it's about look, car. As long as you got to look in the car, it shows them that you got money. You could do it. From 25 to 35, now they want to see how you spending your money. They want to see if you nickel and diamond. And if you go to a bar, right, and you don't leave a tip, and then you try to talk to a woman, she's gonna look at you funny. She's gonna have a hard time trying to get it. Or if you pay for her drink, but you don't leave a tip, she's gonna look at you funny. And so that's from 25 to 35. Look at how you spend money. And from 45, from 35 up to 50, they always look at your assets. They're gonna say what you own. But as long as you can fit each qualification, brother, it don't matter how you look, man. It do not matter. You could be 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 5'8". You could be tall and skinny. You could be unattractive face, gap in your teeth. I'm telling you, bro. Money determines the type of woman you have. All the women I've dated were in college, educated like me, so I guess I did have to play. You know, here's the thing. They make it seem like it's only women, like the Instagram models, and it's only the video vixens or the OnlyFans women. They make it seem like it's only them that want a guy with money. But the college women ain't no different. Like the college women are the same. They just don't go about it the same way. Like they might not want you to buy a drink at the bar, but come on, let's go to this museum thing which costs $100 to go see. Let's go to ballet play. They want to do some. That stuff costs money too. Let's go to a lounge to go watch Ashanti sing or something like that, bro. It's still money. It's still money. It's just a different form of money. It's a different form. It's so crazy, man. I really wish back in the day we had YouTube and I had somebody to really break this down to me. Because then the biggest thing for me, the biggest issue is that along the way, I used to think, man, it's something about me that they like. Like they just like me for my personality. And yes, my personality plays a part. My energeticness plays a part. But at the top, bro, it's money. On the second level, bro, it's money. At the bottom, bro, it's money. It's money. It's money. It's money. What do you do to help with your emotions with females? Oh man, bro. All right, so this is not advice. Kenyon asked me what I do. So I'm not giving you advice and telling you what you should do. I'm just telling you how I got through maintaining my emotions with getting financially up and then getting these amazingly beautiful chicks and not trying to get them pregnant or wipe them down, become a simp or fall into my emotions. Bro, I slept with a lot of unattractive women. A lot of unattractive women. And let me break it down for you guys. I might have to clip this too. All right. So, as a man, the way that you, let me look at the camera right here. As a man, the way that you can control your emotions when it comes to sleeping with very attractive women is to sleep with a lot of unattractive women. Why do you ask? Because when you sleep with a lot of unattractive women, you don't have the urge to have sex as much. And when you have sex, it doesn't thrill you as much. So you're able to control yourself a lot more. So for every 1 9-hour sleep or 10 hours sleeping with, I was sleeping with like 3 unattractive women, like either very big or face might have been messed up, teeth might have been messed up. And the reason why is because once you sleep with a bunch of unattractive women, you kind of understand that sex isn't that big of a difference, whether or not the woman is slammingly good looking or butt ugly. So when you sleep with butt ugly women, and then you get that slamming 10 who got a job, who got she got money, she got her own car, she got her own houses, you don't feel like you need to treat her any different than the butt ugly women. So she won't never be like, oh my God, you a simp, you gonna do whatever I say. Give me. Because you're like, oh, I always just think the ugly women. And then and then she starts looking at you like, oh, why doesn't he react to me the same way every other guy reacts to me that knows I'm beautiful? Like I said, this is not me telling you what you should do, but I'm just giving you what works for me. Let me see. Jay Brad says, but she didn't learn. He's married a 25-year-old. He's married a 25-year-old. He's 55 and a millionaire. And the ex-model is working a 9 to 5, struggling. Huh? But she didn't learn. He's married. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm gonna tell myself there's a lot of options out here. Now, the whole telling yourself it's options out here. I mean, maybe it works for you, didn't work for me. I actually physically had to really a lot before I really started feeling comfortable. Like that's a lot of times. All right, so a lot of times you guys see me approach these amazingly beautiful women, whether it's overseas is different because anybody can approach them. Overseas it's a lot more. I don't want to say easier. It's a lot less difficult. But when I'm in Miami and I approach these super attractive women, the reason why I don't have any fear is because I've done it so much. The worst they can say is no. And then it becomes, oh, I like your confidence. He must have some money because his confidence is extruding out of his body. So yeah, I'm gonna tell myself there's a lot of beautiful women that, again, telling yourself all that it doesn't, for me, it doesn't control your emotions. Telling yourself that there's a lot of beautiful women out there, it doesn't control your emotions. But when you all tapped out from smashing, you control your emotions a lot better. Tev King, what's going on? I'm sorry, I was late to the chat. What's going on, Tev King? We got about 13 minutes left. I put the link in the room already. So you might want to jump, but so you want to jump and pause. Man, listen, we just kicking back tonight, y'all. All right, okay. So Brandon says, respectfully disagree. Not all 9s and 10s are into flashy rich guys that brings up the finances. Have lived in Wynwood, Brickell. There are a lot of 9s and 10s working a business professional life. See, I think you Brandon. I think you misconstrued what I said. I said that you got to have money. It doesn't mean you have to have a flashy life, but you do have to have money. And remember how I said about the college women. They determine your money a different way. So whereas the women in Brickell, they may determine your money a different way because they're not looking to see how many bottles you pop. They're looking to see, where do you live? Do you own? What kind of car do you drive? Where do you work? See, all of this has to do with money. It's just a different, like, as women progress in life, they just looking for money in a different manner. Basically, they look at you, but they try to look at your money in a different manner. Whereas though a 20 to 25-year-old will look to say, oh, what kind of shoes you got on? What kind of shirts you got on? Or what kind of belt you got on? You got a Hublot on? We just got to protect? Or, a Rolex, what you got on your arm? That's what a 20 to a 25-year-old, maybe 27-year-old looks at. But then, like a woman, a sophisticated businesswoman in Brickell, she's gonna look, okay, what kind of career do you have? How long you been working here? Where do you live? What floor you live on? What kind of view you got on your balcony? See, so it's still looking for money. It's just in a different way. You know what I mean? It's just in a different way. Let's see. By laws of the states, I mean, I wouldn't take any woman out here very serious because the laws aren't in the man's favor. Okay, so here's the thing for me. I feel as though, and I said this in my last time we had a live. I feel as though you me personally, I want to have a, a branch of my family in the States and a branch of my family outside of the States. So I'm never going to do monk move. That's out of the question. I'm going to still date women in the States, but I already have you know my daughter, and my daughter mother is Ghanaian. She lives here too. My son's mother is European. They live here too. So I'm already in the States. I still date in the States, but I won't ever have a. I plan. Knock on wood. I won't ever have another kid that's from the States. But I do feel as though you do need something to keep you consistent and focused while you're here, so that when you go overseas, you'll still be okay. So whereas though you say, you wouldn't date because the it's not in the man's favor, I say you can date. I wouldn't marry. I wouldn't marry nothing in the States because it don't make sense to me. Financially, it doesn't make sense to me. Um, he said the women know it. Let me see. What's the criteria for having money? Like, what type of activities and level of income are we talking here? Okay, so check this out. Everything goes with age. Your age determines the criteria of what's considered having money. My personal perspective, because the woman's perspective may always be different, but I can only tell you from a man's perspective. If you're between the age of 20 and I say 30, so if you're between the age of 20 and 30, as long as you have a car, a place to live, and you can go out 2 nights a week and spend at least $150 a night, I feel as though you can pretty much get anything up to a 9. You can get anything up to a 9 because that puts you in this place where, okay, now she knows you have a place, you have a car, and you can spend money in a bar. She will want to be with a woman will want to be with you because she feels as though that's quality. I mean, you got spending being able to spend $300 a week at between 20 and 30 and having your own place and car is a lot. 300 a week or just going out rather is a lot. I mean, I don't know how you guys financially is. For me, it's not a lot, but I understand financially it's a lot to spend $300 a week just going out and having your own place, having your own car. You don't have to own the house, but you got your own place, you got your own car, and you able to spend $300 a week going out. I'm pretty sure you can get anything up to a 9. Anything up to a 9. If you want a 10, you're gonna have to be able to spend 500 a week going out because you're gonna have to get a table at least one of the nights. That's what I consider about with having money, the type of money. Now between 30 and 40, well, 30 and 40, now you gotta have if you want to get up to a 9, you're gonna have to need at least $600 for a week to spend and play money. You're gonna need at least 600. If you want to get like 8 or 9 on consistent, I'm talking about on a consistent basis. If you want to go to get any 8s or any 9s you want, you're gonna have to have $600 of money you can just spend in the club or spend doing activities, whether you're taking a woman to a ballet or whether you're gonna need at least $600 a week outside of your bills. You're gonna have your own place and your own car. Outside of 40, you're gonna have to outside of 40, you're gonna have to start owning stuff. You're gonna have to own a house, you're gonna have to own a car, you can have one kid, but you're gonna have to significantly make over 100,000. That's what I'm saying. If you talk about income wise, if you talk about yearly annual salary, because I know that's a lot easier for people. At 20 years old, you can make $40,000 and be able to get women in the States, even in Miami, in your age group. At 30 years old, you're gonna have to make at least 70, 75. You're gonna have to make at least 75,000 to really be able to make a woman feel as though you got money. And after 35, you got to be over 100. If you're not over 100 after 35, you're not going to get the 9s and 10s. You're going to get the 6s and 7s. You're not going to get the 9s and 10s. You may get a couple of 8s, depending on how you look, your physique, depending on how you talk. You may get a couple of 8s. 9s and 10s, you're not going to get it on a consistent basis. So again, 20 to 30, 20 to 25. Well, okay, 23. 20 to 30, you're gonna have to make between 40 and 60,000. From 30 to 35, you're gonna have to make between 60 and 100. 60 and 75,000. From 35 and up, because after you make 100,000, you're pretty much set. Except for if you're looking for these rapper or these top Instagram models. After 35, you got to make 100 up, and that's just a year. That's just. I mean, As if you want to get these 9s and 10s. I said 9s and 10s, 8s, 9s and 10s. So that's my perspective, man. Rain Godspeed says you might as well save the money, take it somewhere else and stretch it. Okay, so here's the thing. Now I was watching. Shout out to Vagabond. I don't know if I'm saying the channel right. Vagabond. I was watching this channel like almost all day today. Vagabond channel where he tells you how you can retire a bunch of places around the world cheap. And I might even tag his his channel in here in the description because I understand this concept. You know, I travel a lot. I've been traveling internationally for the last 14 years. I've been traveling since I was 18 locally, but internationally for the last 14 years. Yes, you can take your money other places where it's stretched. If you have a remote job, okay. If you have passive income that makes more than I'd say 2,000. Some people would say 25, but if you have passive income that makes more than $2,000 a month, you can live anywhere else and do this exact thing you say where your money stretches. I think you can do it. But if you don't have passive income that makes more than 2,000 a month, if you're not able to work remote and you got a 9 to 5, bro, how often can you travel? How often can you go out somewhere if you have to be in a physical location to work? So I mean, I think that is an exception to the thing. I don't think it's the baseline of what everybody can do or what the majority of people can do. I feel as though you really need to to get your money right first. You gotta get some passive income coming. I mean, a lot of people want to do the whole what is this called? A lot of people want to do the laptop lifestyle. This is my perspective. A lot of people want to do the laptop lifestyle. They want to work from anywhere they want to work for. But the issue with that is that you're not going to make the most money if your job allows you to work from home. The people who are going to make the most money moving towards the future are the people who have to go to an actual location to work. It's outside of the lawyers, which sometimes, like a prosecutor, can work from home. But in the future, that may change. So, or it might revert rather back to what it was before. So the whole thing, I think it's more important for me, from my perspective, it's more important to build a streams of passive income, work hard, and take the money that you make in the States and build streams of passive income before you decide to move outside the country and stretch your money. Because passive income will keep coming. If you lose that laptop lifestyle, if you could probably get another one, but that interchange, that distance in between, it may not be worth it to me. Let me see. Oh, sure, I didn't see. All right, what's it? Bryce, what's going on, man? Bryce says, I think the type of person you're looking for matters. Yes, very much. I like bohemian, hippie, techno types. 8 to 10 range of those love a guy that lives in a van or tiny home or crashes for a flight, some Bali. Okay, all right. So we're talking about extremes. I mean, not extremes. We're talking about once, like, not it's not normal. It's what I'm looking for. Not extreme. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So if we have 10 women, right? We have 10 women. The type of woman that Bryce is talking about might only be one. Maybe even 1 out of 20. Maybe even 1 out of 20 women. Now, the reason why I say this is because, yes, there are some attractive van life women. And, you know, I watch them all over YouTube. I love YouTube, man. It's even with the crazy stuff they be doing, black creators sometimes. I love YouTube because I can find out different lifestyles that I never knew. If you Google van life, y'all, you'll see a bunch of nice looking hippie type techno women who live in the vans. They live a minimalist life, and they like to meet guys who live a minimalist life. The thing about this is that a lot of those women aren't consistently with the same guy. I've seen a couple of them who just so happen to be in town all the time and just. But I don't. But if I mean, it really depends on what type of lifestyle you want. Because if you, yeah, I don't want to talk back, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand they are there, but you know, yeah, it really depends. You're right, Bryce. Bryce is right. Bryce is right. It really depends on the type of woman you want. When we were talking about what we consider quality as far as the standard of beauty that's around the world right now. Vagabond Awake, great channel. Yes, Vagabond Awake is a great channel for those who are looking to stretch their money outside of the country. But like I said, for me, I feel as though from my experience of, and I'm 38 years old. I'm 38 years old. Um, from my experience from working at 14 to being 38 now, um, the laptop lifestyle is cool. It allows you freedom, but I feel as though it's more important to build wealth to gain passive income so that you can live off your passive income in abroad rather than having to work for the rest of your life on a laptop overseas. I don't. That's the yeah. Let me see. Tag them. I like to see. Yeah, I'll definitely put I'll put his channel in the bait because like listen, I mean he got places in Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Brazil. I mean he got a lot of places where you can stretch your money and retire where your money can go further so you don't have to revert back to the title so you don't have to have a high income to have a high quality. Like remember, with the high income for the high quality is only mostly in the United States. The reason why I say it's mostly in the United States is because a low income in the United States is a high income in a lot of other countries. So you still would have a high income. Like it's still the what I'm telling you guys now for the United States, it's still is the same thing in other countries. It's just that it takes less of our United States dollars to go over to these other countries like Colombia, Brazil, Dominican Republic, Thailand, Philippines. It takes less of our dollars to go over there and be in the 1% of people with income. So but still, if you go to Thailand, if you go to Brazil, if you go to Colombia, and you have the exact same money equivalent as the citizens that's there, you're not going to get the same benefits you get as a United States citizen who goes over there with money. Because money is what determines the type of woman you're going to get. Everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world. Franklin Jones, my man, I'm 52 years old and 5'6". How much money do I need? 100,000 a year, or you can live overseas. And it really depends overseas. It really depends where you at. Like just hypothetically speaking, if you live in Colombia and you make 40,000 United States dollars a year, bro, you can get the tens every you can have tens and nines at 52 years old, 5'6", 220 pounds. You can have tens and nines in Colombia if you make $40,000 to $50,000 USD a year. Thailand, maybe you only need to make 30,000 a year. So it really depends. You know, I'm not telling people don't go where you can maximize your money. I'm just saying make sure you have the passive income to go over there and do that because last thing you want to do is go over there and not be able to live a lifestyle that you want. Nah, in the States, you're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need, brother. I'll be honest, the Miami, bro, 5'6", 215, 52. Bro, you're gonna have to be a multi-millionaire, bro. No cap, bro. I'm so honest. I'm being real with y'all. Listen, I've been in Miami. I've been an owner of property in Miami for 2 years now. I've been an owner on South Beach for 2 years now. Bruh. I'm gonna be honest. At 38, so I need like to get tens, to nines I can get sometimes, eights I can get all the time. But to get tens, bro, I'm gonna need like $500,000 a year, bro. So the way maybe $400,000 a year. Yeah, maybe $400,000 a year. So I'm gonna need like $400,000 a year to move the way you need to move to get tens and nines in Miami. So I'm just being real with you, man. At 12, you don't need at least half a mil. Listen, bro. I listen. I 2 years told me, man. Listen, um, the tech space is growing. I recently got my cyber shoot. Okay. Yeah, listen. Yellow. We over an hour now, so we can talk about whatever we want. I'll get to the end of your questions, and then we'll end the live. Check this out. Rest in peace to, I don't even know her name, but I know she played on Look Who's Talking. She just died at 71 years old. She died at 71 years old. The retirement age in the United States moved up to 67. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I'm going to work to 67 to die 4 years later. I'll work all my life to 67 to retire 4 years later. No way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. So what you're doing, I can understand that. Getting something where you can work abroad, cybersecurity. So that's gonna be dope. Because whatever you gotta do, bro, at 55, you should be retired. At the latest, at 55, you should be retired because this is like the third person to die in their 70s. And the retirement age is 67. So, or Social Security age is 67. So, yeah. Weird, bro. Weird. So weird. Once you get experience in some of the tech fields, you can go remote with it. From what I've seen, yeah, definitely. That's what we were just talking about. But like I said, if you're able to build your income as a remote worker, so then you can save the money and invest it in something that's going to give you passive money, whether it's stocks, whether it's dividends, whether it's ETF funds, or whether it's real estate, or even crypto. If you can save them enough money as a remote cybersecurity worker, then sure, do it that way. But honestly, I just think that you gotta all the jobs is gonna pay you enough to be able to save and build that life so you can retire. So you ain't gotta work to 67 to die at 71. I think all them jobs are gonna be jobs that you gotta actually go into the job. Yes, Colombia exchange rate is 5,100 actually. 5,100 to $1. $1. Again, depending on what part of. All right, so, watch this. Watch. Let me show you how crazy it gets, y'all. Remember, I said if you had like $40,000 or $50,000, United States citizen in Colombia, you could be part of the 1%. It depends what part of Colombia you in. Because if you're in Cali, Colombia, or Barranquilla, Colombia, and you make $30,000 a year, you're part of the 1%. 30,000 USD a year, you're part of the 1%. 30,000. That's below the poverty line in the United States. But you just got to notice stuff, man. Like I said, Vagabond, his travel, and I'll put his link. I'll definitely put it after this over because that's a good place to look, man. That's a good channel to watch, man. Say, yo, bro. I don't want to see. All I would say is this. Look, Bryce, if you've been watching my videos from Costa Rica, I won't say which one. If you've been watching my videos from Costa Rica, I actually met a hippie woman and I was hanging out with her, but she wasn't hairy. But some hippie women got that thing, boy. I tell you that much. You know what I'm saying? Question. If I had 2,500 United States dollars per month, where in the Spanish-speaking world would you spend 6 months? Me personally, Colombia. The reason why I say Colombia is because you can move around the country and go to different parts and get a feel for each part. You can go to Cali, Colombia. You can go to Barranquilla, Colombia. You can go to Medellin, Colombia. You can go to Cartagena, Colombia. And if you like the cold, you can go to Bogota. So you got 5 places that will give you 5 different experiences in Colombia. I think that's the most in one country that will give you different experiences that I've been to. Like Brazil is cool, but Brazil and the money is low. You get it's like one of 500 reais also, something like that. But the issue with Brazil, you got Sao Paulo, you got Salvador Bahia, which won't be the Salvador Bahia, Sao Paulo, and Rio de Janeiro. Those three are the ones you can frequent, but that's it. But the flights in between cost so much. Like in Colombia, if I want to go to Medellin, from Medellin to Cartagena, you talk about a $40 flight, maybe $75 round trip. Versus Brazil, you still talking $200 flights to go from place to place. Costa Rica is more expensive. It's Spanish speaking, but it's way more expensive. Panama's way more expensive. And Mexico is way more expensive. Although Mexico does have more, if not as much, more places than Colombia that you can go to. You can go to Tijuana, you can go to Mexico City, you can go to Cancun, you can go to Playa del Carmen. Yeah, definitely. Franklin Jones, what's going on, man? I thought that Rain Beach. I thought that also. I thought in Miami you need a Lambo. It's not true. Not true. Not true. Bro, these women, they be stunting for the gram. But in person, they don't expect none of this stuff. I'm telling y'all after two, bro, nobody, when I moved to Miami, I asked everybody I met in Miami, is it true that you gotta have this high ballerific lifestyle and all this stuff? No. It's not true. Because most of these women that live in Brickell, they don't be messing with the top dudes. As much as it looks like it on Instagram and on YouTube, most of these women that live in Miami, they don't mess with the sugar daddy. They don't. It may be a couple of them that do. You'll see them, but even the ones with their bodies done and stuff, bro, they be like, see, I can't say this stuff because I be still messing with some of them. So it's you don't need a Lambo. You can't now. You ain't gonna get around with no hoopty, but if you got a nice little Honda, you got a something like, you don't even need a farm. You got a little Honda, you got a Jeep, you got a little Mustang, brother. You be surprised, bro. I was so surprised that nobody told me. So see now, if somebody asked me about they bought a place in Miami, or they moved to Miami, and they wanted the details, I'm gonna tell them I can tell them the real, like, yo, all this stuff you see on Instagram with these chicks spending all this money, nah. Cause when rent due in Brickell, bro, nah, bro. They not going out there. They don't all got sugar daddies, bro. They don't all got a bunch of people with money. Or maybe it's just this time right now because the economy is so messed up and the crypto market went crazy. But brother, that quality, oh my God. I be hitting stuff in Miami that they be having like the superstars and the rappers leaving emojis under their comments and stuff. And I'll be knocking it down in Miami. Brother. Oh man. I wish I could tell you. No. Really, Franklin? I don't even answer that. No way. Joe Ball. What's good, Joe Ball? Wondering why you settled in Playa del Carmen over Mexico City, other places. Okay, so Mexico City is not near a beach. If I'm going to buy a property overseas, I want to be able to rent it out to Airbnb it rather than rent it out. Mexico City, you're gonna need to rent out the place for a longer period of time because you'll have like expats staying there, you have locals staying there that have money. But Playa del Carmen, I can use that as an Airbnb when I'm in my place in Miami or when I'm over in Colombia. So I chose Playa del Carmen because even more than Tulum because of the distance from the beach. That Fifth Avenue is from the beach, and the fact that the real estate is actually less expensive than in Tulum. So those are some of the reasons why I chose Playa del Carmen than other places in Mexico. I wanted to have a place that I can Airbnb, as well as the fact that Fifth Avenue is always packed. Is the kind of nightlife I like, and the beach is right there also. Even though I don't really do the beach that much, it's just good for property investment. Location. Ian says I took 3 years out with her. I took 3 years focused learning on day trading. That's dope, man. Like I said, it's risky, but if you did a study in it, hey, power to you, man. No risk, no reward. So And you're at the age right now where you can take that risk. Great Smoke, what's up, man? You putting too much value on these women. How much does a chick have to earn to get with you? Here's where I have a difference with people, and I think once you make a certain amount of money, I feel as though your mentality comes more towards this mentality than what it was before. I don't put value in money. I put value in time. Because time you can't get back. You can't go back in the past and change stuff you did before or you didn't do before. So I put value in my time, not the money. For example, I could be going to work and getting 8, 9 hours a day, maybe 10 hours a day at work. But I put value in my time. So I work faster while everybody else is like, wait, why are you working faster? You can work slower and make more money. Why would you want to work fast for the company? And I tell them, listen, I'm not working fast for the company. I'm working fast so I can get out of work and have more time to myself because you never know when anything is going to end. So when some people say you put too much value in these women, I counter that and say, I don't put value in these women. I put money in these women. I don't put time to every woman. If I give a woman my time, that's way more valuable than my money. So for me, I don't put value in women. I put money in women. And think, well, what's going on, man? Damn, that's a great perspective, okay? Let me see. You gotta be, you got to be a whiz to. Yeah, listen. Not for me. Like I said, I think if at his age, he's 22 years old, you can take risks. And if you don't take risks when you're young, then you waste a whole lot of time when you can afford to lose out on something, or you can afford to you got time to make up for it. There's a lot of people that just don't take risks. Now at 38, I'm not taking no risk of day trading. I own two houses in New Jersey and a condo in Miami. I have stocks. I want everything to be settled. Put all my stuff in dividend, all my stocks in dividend producing assets. I sold all my crypto in November, so I didn't go through crypto winter. And my houses, the two of them cash flow, and the one in Miami is getting paid off from the ones here. So yeah, I'm 38. I'm not trying to do no big gambles. Um, Joe Ball says, I think if she's not making that much, she's at least has to shine in other areas to support a household or make an effort to grow. And here's the thing, Joe Ball. This is for people who are looking for a wife or a significant other. I'm not looking for either. So when I speak, I'm speaking as a man who's not looking for a significant other to to play a role. No, no. I'm looking for women who want to be long-term friends. We can be friends. We don't have to have sex all the time. I have women now that I've had sex with a couple times, and we just don't have sex no more because we do other stuff. Like we might go out to a club together. I might get some video with her. We might do something for my YouTube channel. I might have her come and talk or something like that. Doesn't mean I'm sleeping with her at the moment, but I've definitely piped down before. So for me, that's the type of woman that I'm looking for, a long-term friend who can develop into something that we mutually help each other out versus someone who I'm looking for a long-term relationship to grow and support and all that stuff. That's just me. Like I said, if you're looking for a wife or something like that, then you do have to take a different route. Right. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the Christy Allen. Yeah, rest in peace to Christy Allen. But yeah, she died at 71, bro. I'm not honestly, bro. My daughter's 15. My son is 6. When my son is 14, he'll be in high school. So that's 8 years from now. At 8 years from now, I will be 46 years old. At 46, I'm either going to retire or I'm going to give it 4 more years until my son is out of high school and go. I'm gonna go part time and then do 4 more years till my son is out of high school, and then I'm moving down to Miami. But most likely, I'll probably retire at 46. Um, yeah, I'll probably retire at 46. But at 40 years old, and I said it in my last video, at 40 years old, I'm going to start going overseas and figure out which country I want to have my first international child in, because of the fact that I have a different mindset set on how I want my legacy to be. Like I feel as though your legacy isn't just you having kids in random places. It's you having kids that you raise, that you take care of. Now, you don't have to be there every day, but you have to be there. So financially, you have to be there emotionally when they need you, whether it's as simple as a video chat or you flying over to a country. So at 40, I'm going to figure out which country I'm going to have my first international kid in, and uh, at 46, I'm going to probably retire from my job and just move down to my place in Miami or move to the place in Mexico. So I'm not looking for that whole wife thing, man. And I'm definitely not retiring at 67 and dead at 71 like Christy Allen. Rest in peace. Julian Green just left San Jose, Costa Rica. Bumped into a few chicks in your videos. Oh yeah. Well, I know if you bumped into some chicks that was in my videos, you had fun. I'll tell you that much. If you bumped into some women that was in my videos, you definitely had fun. Rain says, ooh. Also, do you think Barranquilla is worth visiting outside of Carnival Festival? I've been researching, but haven't been seeing good reviews. Barranquilla is a quiet town. Cali, Colombia is even quieter than Barranquilla outside of carnivals. During Carnival in Colombia, in Cali rather, Cali, Colombia, you guys seen Petronio Alvarez on my videos. It's very lively. Outside of that, it's pretty shut down. Barranquilla is the same way. So unless you're looking for a place to study and retire in, like I could retire in Barranquilla because remember, it's a lot inexpensive, and you can go in the top 8, the top tier, level 6 strata. You pay a low amount, and you have a great thing, but it's not going to be as active. But I would live in Barranquilla and be able to just travel around Colombia, but I wouldn't suggest going there outside of Carnival just to have fun. You kind of gotta have somebody there. Let me see. Ken says, just got to be dedicated and learn from your mistakes. Yeah, definitely. I think we're getting towards the end. Word, Brandon. What's going on, Mr. Miyagi? We got two more. A++, my guy. You appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Nah, listen. I'm different from Nick Cannon. Like I said, we made it to the end, but I'm different from Nick Cannon. See, Nick Cannon, I don't understand it. Maybe because he doesn't know the world outside of him. I'm sure Nick Cannon travel, but I didn't understand the logic in having kids all within unless you really believe that you got to be in a household and that stuff. Okay, sure, but having kids in the States with multiple different women, because once you pass away, your funds get split up. You can have it in the will, whatever you want, but it gets split up, and it makes the next generation weaker. But if you have kids in different countries, the funds you have in the States are going to go further in those countries. So you're increasing the lifestyle of the family that you're starting in another country. And that's just me. Right? So everybody likes to be like, let me see. Joe Ball says, Fresh, you ever thought setting up a travel group with group tour international cities? Nah, that's not my thing. Like I said, I made the Black Man's Guide to World Travel trademark. I made the Black Man's Guide to World Travel because I wanted to have something that supersedes, or not supersedes, I wanted to have something that outlives me. Like at the end, when I'm gone, hopefully in my 80s, when I'm going or higher, when I'm gone, I'm off this planet. The Black Man's Guide to World Travel will always be there to enhance people, to help people, my great grandkids, other people's great grandkids, your great grandkids. The Black Man's Guide to World Travel. As long as YouTube is around, or there's some form of long streaming platform that my kids or my grandkids can move the content to, it's going to always be around. But while I'm here on Earth, I really don't want to dedicate my time to try to make any more money because I want to enjoy my time. Remember what the person said earlier. why do you um why do you uh why do you give so much uh value to these women? And I said, no, value for me is not money. Value for me is time. So yeah, I don't see the value as far as the time giving away and doing a travel tour guide or growing groups and stuff like that. Although I am in a couple of them. If you want to, I guess find out any, I can try to give you a link to somebody. I don't, but yeah, I don't do it. You got it, man. All right, Keenan. I appreciate everybody for coming in the room. We went an hour and almost 30 minutes. Woo! I didn't expect this topic to go that long. I thought it was only going to go 30 minutes. But I appreciate everybody for coming into the room and enjoying the Money Talk Mondays. Again, the next time you see a guy, or the next time you look at your girlfriend or your wife or a woman that you want to date, the next time you look at one of them, look at her and say, is that where I want to be financially? Because your woman will show where you are financially. It's your boy, FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.